The cell and gene therapy world is huge. There's really a new class of medicine where it's trying to transfer new technologies and turn them into a new form of medicine that will fundamentally change the way that we treat disease.
Let's take a minute and make sure that our audience can understand these different approaches and sort of where their unique place is. Are patients actually being served by these therapies today?
Absolutely. There's a number of cell therapy and gene therapy products that are on the market today, impacting the lives of thousands of patients. There's thousands of clinical trials ongoing in a number of indications from both rare and more predominant disorders. So looking ahead, that's a lot of potential for patients, and it really is a new wave of innovation for the healthcare industry.
That's amazing progress. Cell therapy, you're actually inserting cells.
Absolutely. It's a type of precision medicine approach. For a cell therapy, that's all about transferring living cells into a patient to provide back lost cellular functionality after cells are maybe damaged or perhaps deteriorate and die. I can draw one example from one of our clinical programs. So a couple of years ago, we acquired a cell therapy company called BlueRock Therapeutics. They're currently developing a cell therapy for Parkinson's disease, and they were actually co-founded by our venture arm, Leaps by Bayer. We just recently announced encouraging 18-month data from our phase 1 clinical trial. There's no major safety events that have occurred, and the cells are alive, they're there, they're engrafted into the brains of these patients. And with that data, it's very encouraging, and the regulatory authorities, the FDA, recently granted BlueRock a designation, which really highlights the potential of this cell therapy to totally transform the way that we treat Parkinson's disease.
My wife has an aunt that has suffered from Parkinson's for many years, and the whole community is looking for progress. I'm curious, are there other approaches that we could also use against a disease like Parkinson's?
Absolutely. We also acquired AskBio, one of the pioneers of a viral type of gene therapy. AskBio has a clinical trial running at the moment where they're investigating a gene therapy program in Parkinson's disease, and the regulatory authorities recently granted it fast track designation.
Wow. And so gene therapy, here we're talking about inserting like a virus that then puts a new gene into some of the cells in the patients?
Yeah, and the technology platform that AskBio has developed over the years is using a type of inactivated virus that essentially acts like a delivery truck.
Amazing. Now let's talk about gene editing a bit. Where does that stand in the world and at Bayer?
Back in 2012, when the so-called CRISPR-Cas gene editing technology was published, that sort of created a boom for the gene editing field. There's probably over 100, maybe even 150 clinical trials testing gene editing technologies in patients today, again from a range of rare to also more predominant disorders. And just end of last year, the very first therapeutic product that involved gene editing was brought to the market to treat sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia. So we're already seeing the impact of this transformative technology today. So we've engaged in a couple of strategic collaborations with our partners AskBio, as well as with some very innovative gene editing and non-viral delivery companies in North America.
That's great. And I might add for our audience that I know we're using gene editing technologies also in crop science, in the field of seeds. And we're quite excited about the potential there as well. But of course, we have to make sure that these products are actually available and that people can access them.
Bayer is already looking ahead and carving a path for late-stage clinical trials and hopefully one day global commercialization. Investment in innovation in the manufacturing area is key. Imagine if we can develop these treatments for patients suffering from absolutely devastating disorders. That would really disrupt the healthcare industry. It would really change the lives of thousands and thousands of patients around the globe.
That's fantastic. Well, Ruth, thank you so much for joining us today. I know I've really enjoyed it, and I know our audience will as well.